Oh, look who's talking.
I'ma talk shit in a world gone stupid.
It's not that serious.
But we're back.
We're back. We're back. Today, we got our lovely friend John Nash in the house today. We're going to spend some time with John and
Never
learn.
been called lovely before.
Yeah, all kinds of heartwarming things happen here.
Yep. And we're going to learn all that we can about John and his life today. He's got a great story. Every time I talk to John, he tells me something new about himself that I can't believe. So
Yeah, and it was that exact concept because I have known John for I don't know how many years, a ton of years. Our kids played ball together, and we never really had meaningful conversations. It was always at the ballpark about what was going on. We talked a little bit about some shit that was happening, but nothing in depth. And one day, Josh goes, have you ever sit down and talk to John Nash? And I go, no, not really. He goes, he's got an interesting life, dude.
Yeah,
I said,
dude.
well, then let's have him on,
and
bro.
he loves
So
to
one of
talk.
our-
He loves to
A lot
talk.
of our conversations were across the diamond. No, he was safe. No, he was out.
No, it was no motherfucker. He was out.
Well, we
Well,
tried
you-
to be a
also-
little more cordial in front of the kids. but-
yes, that we did.
But yeah, so we're looking forward to that. I've been looking forward to have you on the show. We talk about certain guests having it, and your name has been on this list since the day that we decided to do this show.
That's interesting.
So,
Yeah.
I'm excited today. Like I said, every time we talk, it's something new, and I don't want to get right into it because we're supposed to talk about our quick weekend, but. Every time I see you, man, it's like you tell me this thing, and I'm like, you don't look young enough to have done all these things in your life. You look great, so I wanted to say
I
that
think
before we
it's
go.
Generics.
It was
Yeah.
genetics.
Genetics. Should I say generic?
You said
Genetics.
generic might be more.
They sure it wasn't Dianetics?
Negative.
That's a different show.
That's
That's
negative.
another show.
No, on that note, my mom just passed away at 96. So
God
God
bless
bless
her.
her heart that
Yeah.
she lived a great life. And and so on that note, my brother and I have been cleaning out stuff and stuff. I'm finding she kept every freaking birthday card, Christmas card, Mother's Day. I'm finding stuff back. I just found my 8th grade graduation certificate.
Yes.
I found her, all kinds of her graduation from Torrance High.
Wow.
And I think my stepdad's Torrance High, but we have a legacy. My mom and dad went to Torrance High. Me and my brother, both of my kids, and my stepkids
Wow.
Torrance High.
You and
Yes.
Zamperini and the family,
The
the Zamperini
Zamperini, yeah.
family, probably.
Yes.
And the Nash family.
I've got 3, not on my family, but my wife's 3 generations in too. And no, my wife's 2 generations. Her mom and her both went to Torrance High. The grandmother went to school in Tennessee.
Well, 3, 4 because you got kids
Oh, yeah,
and
but then all of my
grandkids are gonna
kids
end
that
up-
went there,
Your
so there are-
grandkids
How
aren't
many
there yet, but
How
your
many-
kids.
I lost count.
Yeah,
on
no
it.
kidding.
9 grandkids.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I thought we had
So
doubles.
in those documents I found my original birth certificate, and there was another one that has your feet print on it.
Oh,
I think
yes.
that was a ceremonial thing or sentimental thing they sent home. But so for whatever reason, I've always done shit my own way, and it's kind of started when I was in preschool. Before kindergarten, I was at the daycare on Cabrillo, just north of Sepulveda.
Is it still there? Is this
Yes,
still
it's Montessori now.
Oh, the
but-
one that's right by the gas station
Yeah,
there.
so
Okay.
I kind of was checking things out. I really didn't like how the program was going. Now, granted, I must have been
I'm like, wait.
4.5 or 5.
Yeah.
So I decided, I don't know what my terminology is. Well, I'm out of here. So I decided to open the gate because I lived on the other side of Sepulveda, 2 blocks, Cathy Way. And so I decided to leave. So I left and walked across Sepulveda. Probably wasn't such a big street back then, but I was hanging out in the garage kind of like I do today.
And what year is this?
This is probably, let's see, 54-ish.
Okay, I'm getting painting the picture there.
Yeah, somewhere in there, 55. And the neighbor saw me. I almost farting around in the garage or with a bike or something. And she goes, "Johnny, what are you doing home?" I just came home. Well, she dropped a dime on me, and the bells all rang. And I was back over there. And then I don't know if it was where I got this terminology, but I did find myself getting my mouth washed out with soap. I said shit or something, so they washed my mouth out with soap, and I go, wow, this is a really cool place not to be. So that's how
Another
I got
reason to
started
leave.
thinking on my own way back then.
Yes, yes, I love
Started
it.
at a young age. I like that.
Yeah, I was trying to be on my own, but I couldn't. I missed my mom too bad. I just cried all day.
That's funny.
Yeah, 5 years old, I was at a Catholic preschool, being grabbed by the ear. I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Getting
Yeah.
hit with a switch.
Yeah, with a ruler, and getting yelled at, and so
Nice.
We weren't all
nice.
great kids. Not all of us escaped, POW camp, so to speak, at 5 years old at the Montessori school.
See, that's how my thinking. I'm doing shit my way started, and it kind of continued.
Nice.
Kind of.
Nice.
Yeah, we're
Yes, I
gonna
love it.
find out. But
So before we get into this, we got to just recap for all those
Our
haters out there.
the haters.
Our weekend update.
yeah, we had a couple of negative feedbacks. Like, oh, we're tired of hearing about your weekends, because sometimes when we talk about the weekend, it goes on and on. Like
Yeah.
last week, it went on for 40 fucking minutes.
What?
But we'll try to wrap this up real quick.
Yeah, we're gonna
I
be
did
quick
almost
about this
nothing
one.
all weekend, so that was quick and easy.
Josh did clean his house though. He worked and
I
did some
did do a
chores
little
around the
bit of
house.
stuff. I said that I did
Yes.
some housework, but honestly, John, I didn't do much. I painted a picture. I just drilled some piece of metal into my cabinet, and then I think I washed something and watered some plants. I don't know. I didn't do much. I'm a lucky guy. I don't have to do
Nice.
much.
And I
around the
just went to
house.
brunch at Slay
that's
brunch
right.
with
Have-
Bomb.
Have you had any of the Slay restaurants? There's a few different restaurants around town.
Not that I can remember.
They're called Slay Italian,
Slay Bistro, Slay Steak.
Oh, I'm sure my daughter knows all these.
and we went to the Slay Steakhouse together.
Yeah, it was
and
pretty
then
good.
I went to the Italian one with Sean and Angel Willette, so we were just been sharing a lot of stuff like that. So I did. So Slay breakfast was good, I guess.
Yeah, it was excellent. It was real good. Highly recommended. They're in a little spot. You know where North End is, going from Hermosa to Manhattan? So right as you make the transition from Hermosa to Manhattan, there's that little bar that's on that corner right there. It's been there forever.
Yes.
Just across the street from it. It's got an upstairs patio. There's a little coffee shop that's right on the corner. And then there's just like a little hole in the wall. I guess it used to be
Well,
a
it's
Mexican
El
restaurant.
Gringo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
the
used to
old
get my haircut next door way back when. Before that, I think there was a fire there.
was there?
Then they moved the shop. But
Yeah.
my weekend, you want to know what that?
I would love to hear
I
that.
helped my daughter, so she moved to a new apartment, and really bitchin' place, 2 blocks from the beach. Anyway,
Yes.
she drew this plan. She says, "I want to build this little nook. It's a bench to go in the kitchen, to have cushions on it, and have a place for baskets." So she drew the plan. And she says, "I want to build this weekend," and she thinks everything can be done like that. So I decided to figure out the construction part of it, lumber list, what the dimensional is going to be, a toe kick, and all this stuff. So she goes, "Did you get the Friday night?" She said, "Did you get the wood?" I go, "No." And so she said, "I'm going to be there early." I go, "Right." Anyway, I go to Home Depot, and I had them rip the pieces that I want in some dimensional things, and she came over, and we got the saws out on the driveway on the table, and we cut this thing down, and we glued it and nailed it all together. I still got to build a face frame, but I spent 4 hours with her on that, and then she had to go somewhere, so there's more work to be done.
That's
That's
fun.
right.
But it was cool. She was using the chop saw, she was using the nail gun, helped me
Nice.
glue it up. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It was a
Nice.
father-son.
Yeah, a little
She
bonding.
said, "I had a good time."
Yeah.
Which is kind of rare, because she's is like, I'm hard-headed, and she's follows
I
my
know her.
suit.
I know her a little
Yeah,
bit.
okay.
I know her a little
You've
bit.
seen-
Yeah, I don't really. Again, she was little, and I didn't talk to her much when she was at the field. Just kind of looked after like the rest of the kids out there. But
She's
I haven't
changed.
had a chance to talk
She's
with her too
changed
much.
quite a bit. She was a little sassy little shit when she was younger, and she's a sweetheart now. I enjoy seeing her. When I see her, she gives me a hug.
Well,
when she was young,
Yeah,
she gave
so
you the
she's,
business. I'll tell you.
She's an adult that's very pleasant with
She
people.
is.
So I just did some work with her on a vehicle thing, and she's just a nice presence. So she does
She's
all
like
the
her mom.
social media for the city.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right.
I sent you that.
Yeah. And she does a great job.
So did she produced that clip? Okay.
So she's a writer producer, and they love her there, and she does a great job. And she got to go to San Diego State using my CalVet
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yes.
benefit. So they paid for her tuition down there, and she got into journalism, which was the lesser impact.
Oh, perfect.
And she went during COVID, and she didn't have to go into a dorm because they didn't want to put the kids together. So she had her Jeep there for 4 years. Her last stay was at PB, Pacific Beach, bitchin' apartment, 3 or 4 blocks from the beach. And
What a great life.
yeah, she's a great.
Perfect.
Life.
That worked out perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is sweet. She's a smart girl.
So she's part of the Torrance legacy of our family. My dad was police chief in town for 22 of his 44 years. I did 30 years on the fire department. My brother worked for the sanitation department and retired from there. My son Jake was hired by the fire department as an ambulance operator. He's now a LA City firefighter. And then my other grandson works for the water department. Now Nikki works for the city manager's office, and her boyfriend's a firefighter for Torrance.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
Man.
So everybody's just...
You're rooted.
Yeah.
We are rooted. It goes way back.
And it's funny, real quick, I want to get into your life, but
Yeah.
I lost a bet on Nikki. We were out there for the Veterans Day parade, and Bo's family was there. We're out in front of my house, right? Because I'm near there. And
heard the story.
You heard that story? And she
told me.
walked by, and I was like, she said, "Oh, that's Nikki," and I was like, "No, it's not." She's like, "Yeah, it was." I go, "No, it wasn't. I know who she looks like." And I'm being all like a dick, right? And she's like,
No way, not you.
she's like, "No, I think it was." And then like 2 weeks later, I think I text you, and you're like, "Yep, I had to go apologize to her at his house." I was like, somebody saw. I go, "I'm sorry, you were right." She goes, "Yeah, I know, I told you."
That's perfect.
That's funny, but yeah, I mean, so my weekend was boring. Your weekend,
Yeah, mine was
Your
all
weekend
right.
was amazing.
Yours-
you got
yeah,
to spend
yours
some
was the
time with
best
your
one
daughter.
so
That's
far.
pretty cool.
It was good.
Yeah. But John, well, let's go to the beginning. Right after you walk out at Montessori school and you get returned back into your prison, what happens after that? What did you do in life? Tell me all about it.
You know, kind of was. My dad was working on cars and stuff, and I was always helping him do stuff, and I was always into bicycles and cars, and it kind of set the tone for the rest of what's going on with me. But
When you were growing up, your dad was already chief at
no, he was
or captain.
growing up. He was first of all, he started walking the beat downtown Torrance in '48, so he knew all the owners of the businesses and stuff. So he had
That just sounds crazy when you say walking the beat.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've lived in Torrance my whole life.
Yeah.
My family has businesses in downtown Torrance, and I've never once seen a police officer
walking the beat, right?
Yeah, that's kind of, it's now community police officer, community services officer, whatever they do, the community type thing. They had that station downtown.
Yeah,
Torrance.
I know they have that
I don't know,
station
is
there,
it
but-
still there?
I think the building is, but I rarely see
Yeah.
any officers there anymore.
So it was kind of cool because our neighborhood, I mean, we had a lot of kids on the street, so we rode bikes, we did stuff. There was either firemen or cops in the town, and so had a great growing up. My dad would take all the kids in his 31 or 34 Ford pickup in the back of the truck. We'd go to the dairy and get chocolate milk and go down Maple when it was a dirt road and we'd be bouncing around. It was a cool thing back in the day. So that so I went to Howard Wood Elementary, kindergarten through 8th grade, Torrance High. But for me, it was more about outside experiences. So when I got out of the day at school, I was either bicycle riding. I got a motorcycle at a young age, so I was dirt bike riding all over town before Del Amo Mall was built and before the Union Bank Tower. Those were all fields. And then my parents separated and divorced, whatever. I went and lived with my dad. I was being a dick to my mom. She goes, "Hey, go live with your dad for a couple days." 3 years later, I was still with him. But he let me do shit.
This is when you're a teenager. I'm
So I was
expecting.
riding all the fields. So I was motorcycle riding then. I got a street bike. And that's a dangerous thing at a young age. I rode the street for like 11 months and sold that. But I was into cars. backing up a little bit to cars, my dad was a car guy. His picture of a landscape was him in front of a car. I've got so many pictures. It's so true. Anyway, he was wheeling and dealing, but he was good friends with Val Miletich, who owned Val's Parnelli Jones Ford, which used to be Oscar Maples Ford downtown Torrance. And then Val worked for Oscar, and he got the business. But he got me a few jobs with those guys. Anyway,
And this is again during your teenage years, or this is after?
that was probably when I was before 12, because my dad traded a nicely running MG for a wrecked 57 T-Bird. And so he realizes, oh, this thing was wrapped around a pole. The frame's bent. So he orders a frame from Detroit. It came into the depot downtown Torrance.
That's crazy.
I remember going there. But when we were taking the car apart, so I'm helping him lift the car off. He pulled the seats out, and there was this Naugahyde thing under the seat. I lifted up. There's a wad of money.
What?
So I picked this wad of money up, and I'm running around. Like, I got all this money. He looks over here. Here, let me see that. It was $35. He gives me $5. He says, I need the rest to work on the car. So I held him to that. So he paid for some of my motorcycle stuff later based on that exchange.
That's right.
Yeah, it was a nice
So
exchange.
that kind of set the tone a lot for me. And then,
But you were working with, you said Parnelli Jones.
yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
3 times.
Yeah.
Okay, so was your dad into racing or just fixing up cars and?
No, he wasn't into racing, but he was, like I said, friends with Vel and before Parnelli. And that's when NASCAR was starting in 1948. And so he was at Indy with Vel and Parnelli back before me. And so that was his connection with racing. But for me, working on cars, I had a 58 Ford Ranchero, this is a good part of the story. Had a 352 with overdrive. And this is probably 1968, a year after I got out of high school. I decided to go to Tijuana and get upholstery done on it on a Sunday. Now, I don't think that's funny. But
It is when you talk about our trips to Mexico.
Yeah, exactly.
So
or,
anyway,
or today trying to get that
all
done.
that being said, I asked my buddy, hey, I won't share names. You want to go to Mexico? And we'd go down there and so on the way down there, it's raining.
Wait. We're just going to glaze over the trip to Mexico?
No, we're going. So we are on the freeway. So this is 68. That's when shit was closed on Sundays. No malls were open. Stores were closed. We're buzzing down the 5. It's raining. The speedometer doesn't work. I got bald tires. I'm just booking it. So I'm just driving until the car gets a little bit loose. That's kind of how I rode motorcycles, right? I see this red blur way back. What the hell? CHP pulls me over. He goes, hey, what's the hurry? I'm just going to get some upholstery done. He goes, well, I was doing 90 and you were pulling away from me. Oh, yeah, my speedometer doesn't work. All right. So he looks at my car and he goes, well, your tires there's no tread on those or whatever, something to that effect. He writes me a ticket for 90 and a couple fix-it things. We go down there, get the upholstery done, go to the Long Bar, have a bunch of pitchers of beer, come back home. And so my dad was, I think at the time, a captain in the police department. I go, Dad, I got this ticket. And back then, 90 and above was automatic
Jail.
5 days in jail. And my day to show up was like December 22nd or something. So his buddy, Jess Holmes, I'll use a name, he lived on Torrance Boulevard. Well, I think he was a Torrance cop, but he left to go be a CHP. Turns out he was the governor's limo driver.
Okay.
Nice
So
connection.
he calls him,
Yeah,
he gets
that
the
works.
ticket pulled. My dad tells me, don't ever ask me to fix a ticket again. Well, there's some more stories of that. But,
There was the following week.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, so there was some other stuff in that. So that was kind of the growing up, working on cars. I blew that motor coming back from the river, and we had another buddy. So me and another guy were sitting on the hood of a guy's El Camino, putting our feet on my Ranchero, pushing it into 29 Palms. How stupid. Got that hooked up. I dropped in a 390 out of that, out of a T-Bird into that, and kind of. So I was always working on cars.
Yeah, you're a
kinda like
motor
my
guy.
dad.
Yeah, motor guy.
But then, I did some desert racing on a Honda 250, which was not that good. And then another Torrance cop who worked for my dad in traffic had a 650 Triumph desert sled that he let me borrow and ride. Then he wound up selling to me. So in the 60s, the late 60s, I raced a couple years on a 650 Triumph desert sled. And I was a go fast guy. And kind of that's the way I still am today. But
And you still ride today?
I ride adventure bikes.
He
now.
does.
Yeah.
He does ride.
Okay.
But that goes back to maybe after getting out of the service. But so I was working for the city in sanitation, me and another buddy I grew up with. He's another story. We got drafted. So April 8th, 1968, my brother was drafted into the Army, 1968. He goes Fort Knox, Kentucky, gets shipped to Thailand on an Air Force base.
What service did he get drafted
He was in the
into?
Army.
Was
Yeah.
was draft just Army, or was the
when
draft
I was
for
in the
other?
induction center, they were taking guys, hey, you guys with the green on your thing, you're going to the Marines, you guys with the red on the Army. Or they'll take, hey, you 10 guys, go over here. They
Literally just moving them
That's
by
it.
number, not by look or
by
anything
nothing
else.
other than just, hey, you're in
I
this
didn't
line
know
now.
that.
So,
Did you?
April 8th, 68, he
Crazy.
gets drafted. April 8th, 69, I get drafted. And so a bunch of Long Beach guys and Torrance guys, we all go Fort Ord, basic training. And let me back up a little bit. So for whatever reason, I became kind of a smart ass kid. And I don't know where that all started. I might have started in high school. But anyway, back to high school. My whole thing about high school was when the bell rang, I was out either going surfing or motorcycle riding,
Yeah.
or something
Or
like that.
twisting
Yeah.
a wrench on my motorcycle or my car, right?
I just did so much
Always
work
something.
on motorcycles. Yeah.
I mean, you
So
were working with Parnelli and those guys at 10, 12, 11, whatever it was.
that's later.
You're a worker. You're a busy guy. You're
Yeah.
always working with your
And
hands.
so at that time, Vietnam War was 10 years, what, something like that?
Somewhere, yes, around there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you're coming in at the tail end of the war.
No, we're in the middle.
We're in the when did
73 was the last.
73.
So 64, I think, is when it started. 65.
Well,
is
we
that?
had advisors there for, I think when, the Marines went into Da Nang, that was a big deal. I think it was around 63 or 4.
Okay.
So, so that was a TV war, if you guys
I wasn't around.
saw any of that. But anyway,
Well, when you go into the draft, I learned a little something interesting that's saying, I didn't realize that the draft was going to have different. I didn't know what services were drafting. I never really asked. I never really thought about it. And then you get in there and they're just kind of dividing you up. I mean, what was that like inside there? Were you scared at being drafted as a kid? You didn't necessarily want to go to
no,
war.
I didn't. I had a job. I had all the money I needed at the time to do all the surf and motorcycle ride.
Right.
So I take my Ranchero and go out to the desert and
Go to Mexico, get upholstery done.
and go to Mexico surfing and do a lot of trips down there. But anyway, basic training was kind of a trip. This kind of tells you a tale about me and my lip. So first thing you do is you take all these tests and they issue your gear and then they do your shots and they give you some training. This is the P training, 1 week of P, or before you go to your basic unit.
What's P training?
It's just your processing or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so the last day, and so there's a sergeant in charge of your platoon, and there's like 4 platoons in the street with your gear waiting to meet the cattle trucks to take you up to the hill. And our guy was from Torrance. And so he comes around, he goes, who's got a cigarette? And so these guys are offering cools and whatever, this and that. I go, have a Marlboro. It's a man cigarette. there's a sergeant leaning out the window of a second-story barracks building office. He looks down. He goes, "Oh yeah, what's a Tarrington?" I go, "That's a pussy cigarette." And I'm going.
Dumas has opened his lips.
They said, "Get your ass up here right now." I'm in fucking trouble. So
Yeah.
I go upstairs. I'm standing in front of this guy on a desk. He goes, "Hey Nash, you know, they're not going to take your kind of shit. You're a wise guy. They're not going to take your kind of shit when you get up the hill." "Oh, yes, sir. Don't call me sir. I'm a sergeant." "Yes, sergeant." "Now get your ass back down there." "Yes, sergeant." Look down the street. "Hey, yeah, I got out of that."
So he must have been smoking Target and whatever that
So,
was.
no,
Must have been his cigarette.
So next thing I know, the sergeant from the next platoon comes over. He goes, "Hey, which one of you guys called Sergeant Kesterson a pussy?" "Right here." He goes, "Come with me." So you've got these two-story barracks that are like 150 feet long. He comes over here. "Come over here. You see that crawl space? You get in there, and you got crawled to the other end. If I beat you down there, your ass is mine." So I dive into this crawl space. It's like diatomaceous earth. I'm crawling. My head's hitting the girders, and I get to the end. I see a pair of boots there, and I'm gonna go out. He goes, "Get your ass back in there." So I turn around and come back. Well, apparently a bunch of guys were laughing at me. So I'm going this way, and a bunch of guys are crawling back the other way. I come out of there, I look like the Pillsbury Doughboy. Anyway, I'm going to make an impression on my new sergeant. So that was kind of the beginning of my military being a wise guy.
Nice.
Yeah, it didn't work out so terrible, but that's pretty funny.
Then, that's a whole thing. I didn't like it, but they're training you, they're brainwashing you to do the right thing or whatever. And I can't remember how many weeks that was, but then we go to advanced training, and I was going to an infantry training company. So AIT, you could have a job, you could go AIT for military police, communication, different things. I was going infantry. So I kind of knew the writing was on the wall. And
How did you feel about the war before you went? Because we all know that war was not supported well by a lot of our citizens.
At least that's what we're told.
That's what it looks like in the history books and on the videos,
Yeah.
right? So how did you have a thought about the war before you went?
No, what's interesting is I remember dating different girls in the valley and stuff, and they were saying, "Oh, my friends they just got drafted to Vietnam." I didn't think too much about it until you're in it, and then your basic training, your AIT training. But I was digging it because I was shooting well, doing all the right things. And then I got my orders for Vietnam. I go, yeah, I want to go see what this is all about.
Well, you were one of the few that was a little excited, not necessarily excited.
No,
but
I wasn't excited, but
yeah.
I was. So basically, I was trained. I was maybe somewhat brainwashed or whatever, but going into it, I wanted to see what it was all about. It changes.
Yeah, that's
because it's all about surviving, and the moment it changed for me was when the bullets were coming this way, tracers. So I wanted to be part of the dirt, but fortunately for me, I went with another guy that I went to kindergarten, grade school, high school. We worked together at the city. We flew to Vietnam on the same plane, and there's more to that story, but. He winds up getting shot, and they removed his spleen. He got a job on the fire department before me. His dad was an engineer in the fire department, and when I was doing all my training, he was helping me with my knots and stuff. And when I retired from the fire department, I was his captain. He was working for me as a paramedic. So we had a lot of time together.
Yeah, small world with such big stories,
But in country. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's see what this is all about. And then I got connected with my unit and multiple guys from Michigan. And these Michigan guys had their shit together. We were sharpening our machetes with a file, because we had to cut our way through a lot of jungle and some bad shit. But these guys, two especially, I owe my life to.
Yeah.
And I text these guys every day. Every day, 50 years later, we're texting every day.
I love it.
I'm glad those guys are still there to get that text.
Straight up.
And I can, so I helped one guy, saved him. He saved me in another way, but another guy, and this goes along with, I became a sniper in country. So
Wow.
he was in my fire team, this guy. I'll use his name, Jim Bretsky.
Thank you for your service, Jim.
Yes. Thank you, Jim.
He was a sniper. I go, what, why are you carrying an M14? He goes, I'm a sniper. I go, what's that about? Well, he's got a scope. He's got a M14. We're all carrying M16s. And so, Michigan guy, he was on my fire team. And I go, yeah, the guy was a good leader for me. And so he goes, hey, when I leave, you want the weapon? I go, we're in the jungle, and why would I want the weapon? He goes, well, if an allocation for sniper school comes down, you'll get to go. Give me the weapon. I had an M14. I was the only guy in the company with the M14.
And M14 is a 308.
Yeah.
Right? So
7.
M16 is 5.56 or 223, the
Right,
standard AR-15 platform. The M14 is a 308 or 7.62 by 54.
54, yeah.
54 caliber, so it's a much larger
Much
bullet.
larger bullet.
And so therefore it goes farther, flatter. So a little something for you.
Yeah, so
I have an idea, but good looking out.
Yeah.
So I had a match grade weapon, glass bedded stock. We shot match grade ammo. So 3 weeks in country. So I wasn't on ambush every night. I was eating a hot meal,
That's
and I had
nice.
a cot and a roof over my head. Best training I ever had. So I come out of there, and now I'm being deployed with my regular platoon. I went into the company command post with the company commander. He wanted to see the weapon, wanted to do this and that. And so back to my unit, things were getting kind of crazy. So this one night, we're on ambush right outside our base camp, not too far from a village. And they had three of our squads in our platoon at 3 different ambush sites. And so we're sitting there, it's nighttime, and all of a sudden a guy yells out, "Dinks!" I look up, there's 30 enemy combatants running across the rice paddy dike. So we opened up on them, and I'm going, so I've got my sniper rifle, and I'm just like trying to pick off whatever, and these guys, they scattered. We got some of them. In the meantime, well, right then, the green tracers are coming this way, and I'm going, click. Oh, that's where they're trying to kill me. So I get it. I wanted to be part of the dirt at that point.
Yeah.
They're literally dodging these things. So in the meantime, we got some of them, and some of them split and hit 2 of our other ambushes. So they were carrying rice to the mountains by the Ashaw Valley for the NVA resupply for rice. Well, we had these guys pinned down in the rice paddy. In the meantime, a Cobra gunship comes on scene and goes, "Hey, we want to flush those guys out of the rice paddy. Shoot your 60. Every third round's a tracer into the rice paddy." So they circle around, and then your brain is secreting all these endorphins and stuff, and everything's in slow motion. Cobra comes in, shoots two 2.75-inch rockets into the rice paddy, trying to flush these guys out. And we go, "You're off target. We'll shoot your 60 again." They come around.
And you're painting the target with your 60. That's what he's
That's
asking
right.
you to do.
We painted the target. Exactly.
Just firing in that area to give them the idea on where
They
it
shoot
is.
2 rockets. So we're laying shoulder to shoulder, facing the kill zone.
Prone, laid down.
Yeah,
Just
prone position. And 2 rockets land about 15 yards in front of us. My squad leader is laying shoulders from him. He gets hit in the neck with shrapnel from the rocket. So that's how close it was. He's rolling around in the dirt. We had a medic. Hey, the medic, squad leader's hit. I called the platoon leader and go, "Hey, our squad leader's hit. What do you want me to do?" He goes, "Take charge." I'd been there. I got there in September, mid-September. This was the middle or end of November. I should have brought the article I have. Take charge. And I'm thinking, there's guys here who've been longer than me. So
You've been here for 2 months.
I've been. Yeah,
Yes.
that's the
And
reward
in
for
2
making
months,
the call.
You went from being a regular
Infantryman
to a sniper, and now you're going to be in
Squad
charge
leader.
of everybody.
Now you're
Squad
the
leader.
Sniper
Squad
squad
leader.
leader. Yeah.
So he puts me in charge, and I go, all right. So we attend the guy, and then shortly thereafter, I see some movement. I go, hey, I tell you guys, hold your fire. I got my sniper scope, and I see this guy, and I'm ready to squeeze the trigger, and I go, what's the value? Intel. So I made this decision. Everybody, hold your fire. Spoke to the guy in whatever broken Vietnamese I knew, and I told my packs, my guys, I would take them prisoner. So we took them prisoner.
No kidding.
In the meantime, our battalion commander's flying around in his command and control chopper, and I also got news about the squad leader was non-life-threatening wound, shrapnel wound. So I go, hey, let me back up. I asked the platoon sergeant, hey, what do you want me to do? He goes, kill the son of a bitch. And so I go, okay. So I saved the guy and got the intel. The battalion commander calls and says, hey, we want to pick up that POW. I go, roger that. Can you take our squad leader too? So light your LZ. We didn't have flashlights, cigarette lighters. They land the chopper. We load the POW, load the squad leader. Never saw him again. Had the $1 million wound. And
Yeah,
then,
he did.
as it turned out, our other 2 squads got more body count. And then, as a result of that, in December, we had an option because we had the highest body count in the company. We can go either see Bob Hope at Camp Eagle on Christmas Day or go to Eagle Beach in-country R&R for 3 days. We'll take Eagle Beach.
Yeah.
So I got
Yeah.
going back to high school and stuff. I was always going to the river. I was building my own skis. I built my own speed ski. It's hanging in my garage now, and so I was into water skiing and building skis ever
Yeah.
since I was 14 or before that. I was building all my own shit.
Yeah. Active
Nice.
sportsman. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, this other guy, Tom Ferguson, Michigan guy, who was the RTO radio telephone operator for our platoon lieutenant.
And that's in the field with the pack, right?
Yeah.
Because I didn't ever serve. So I don't-
TRC-25 was the radio, and it had a little whip antenna. It's like
Yep.
a metal tent, but it had all those tent pole ones with elastic. So Tom, this is before this is while we're still in line company. Anyway, we're going up this hill. It's called Booby Trap Hill for whatever reason. And
I think we probably could figure that
yeah,
one.
so Tom is in front of me, and we're training these popular forces how to do
Popular
shit.
forces.
Yeah, they're regional and popular forces. Like there were
Allied.
ARVN, Army of Republic of Vietnam guys.
Okay,
They're either
yeah.
regional or popular or other.
Local allied
Yes.
forces.
So we're training these guys, and we're going to go up Booby Trap Hill. And so Tom starts to go, and he's got his long. Hey, Tom, stop! He stops. I'm taking down his antenna. Well, 2 guys in front of him hit a tripwire and a grenade, and within about 6 seconds of me stopping him, this explosion goes off. Everybody gets down. Call for the medic. Medic comes up, and we call for a medevac chopper. And all of a sudden, this guy comes walking down the trail. He's got these pressure bandages all over. The biggest smile on his face ever. I'm going home.
Yep.
So he went home.
Yeah.
So we didn't go up that hill after that.
I'm sure.
So,
I hope
so
not.
That's
I
another-
kind of saved Tom and each other.
Yeah.
So later on, they took all the snipers in the battalion and put them in E Company. We were in C Company. Put them with E Company with recon, mortars, and snipers. And they made 3 sniper teams. And they gave me a sniper team. I had my own sniper team. So with that, we go on these different missions. And we had a 5-man sniper team. So I had myself, 2 other snipers, RTO, and a guy with a M16. So we'd go on different missions, and we had some crazy leaders in charge of all the snipers and the company commander. But some of the guys were going out, the recon guys, and taking prisoners or killing people, and they were cutting their ears off and doing shit
Just
like
doing
that.
the nasty things
so,
that we all heard about.
Some Marlon Brando type shit.
So
Yeah.
so the company commander got his neck in a ringer. The guy who I liked was our lieutenant, but I decided this goes back to me doing shit my own way. And some of this, they weren't resupplying us. We were without supplies in the field at different times, and I had guys kind of going crazy. We had to do some oddball bivouac shit, but I said, I want to talk to the company commander. I had a meeting with him, so I told him, hey, I don't like the way you're running the company. He goes, at ease. So I knew it was over. He didn't want to hear shit from me. Mm-hmm. I'm just a team leader, right? So that was into that. But we had, me and one other sniper team leader had a pretty good bond, and they were sending us to different places. I go, why don't we do one of the two positions that we were supposed to be located at, we're going to be plotted and saved, and we'll just open a night position with 10 of us instead of 5.
So you're talking just posting up in position for recon style, not necessarily
for ambush at night.
For waiting
Yeah.
for other platoons to ambush, or for the sniper team to ambush.
For us to ambush.
For your sniper team.
Yes.
Okay.
So we did that, and then typically what you do in all these situations, and it's kind of like, it blew my mind when I saw the movie Platoon, because it brought back emotions of us, what we did. Because you would figure out where you're going to go at night, travel to your area, spot your location, get down and wait for darkness, move in at darkness, so you don't give your position away. So we did that, and that's the next morning after that 10-player position, we look up, and across this little gully was a deer. So we got online, and hey, because we were low on food, let's get the deer.
Yeah.
They started shooting this deer, and this thing started jumping around. We missed the freaking deer.
A bunch of snipers can't shoot a damn deer.
We had like 6 snipers, and I don't remember if I was shooting or not. I could have been, but we missed that fucker. Anyway, another couple funny, funny, not funny. Before sniper teams, I was on a position with the platoon sergeant, radio operator, the medic, who I've had issues with at different times, and another local guy from LA, Chinese guy, good guy, on one side of the bush, and it's a bush here, and on the other side we had the machine gunner, a grenade launcher, 2 riflemen. It's so dark you cannot see your hand in front of your face. Pitch dark. And we're on this hilly area with little trails going everywhere near a village where a bridge is. And this medic, he's always seeing something. And I'm going, okay, whatever. So me and this one guy were whispering, talking, and I hear someone say that he saw something. I go, okay, let's see if we're all looking at the trail situation. Nothing. 15 minutes later, right next to my head, I hear this bang, 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 sitting 5 feet away. And I'm going, oh, the doc saw something again. And then I hear this moaning. Well, the platoon sergeant had seen a silhouette of 2 guys standing on the trail 5 feet from us.
No way.
And he saw him again and opened up on him. And I sat up, and I just hear this moaning. I go, what the hell? We called for illumination. We had our own illumination, M79s, flares. You can get illumination from the village mortar team, or you can call artillery, or you can have an airship drop flares. I look over, there's a guy laying, NVA guy in full NVA garb, laying on the trail. And so so I threw a grenade out, tried to see if his buddy's laying around or whatever, and And the guys on the other side of the bush just going, "What's going on?" We tell them, and so we're gonna go. There's a bush area we thought his buddy went to, so we're gonna fire that area up. So I had my M14. I go, this guy's got an AK-47 there. So I pick up the guy's AK-47. So I'm shooting his AK. And so our sit rep situation was positive for contact. So the company commander is calling our call sign. I don't remember what it was. He goes, "What's going on?" "Yeah, we have a positive sit rep." And so for whatever reason, I gravitated to the radio. Same with this other situation, and they were telling me what's what. So the company commander is going, "What's going on?" "Oh yeah, we got one KIA, and we're reconning the area by fire." And he goes, "Well, what is it? Is it a man, a woman, a water buffalo, or what?" And I go, "This guy's a dick." I go, "Hey, it's a man. It's a man with a gun." Everybody on
It's a man with a gun.
everybody
man.
on the radio net was cracking up. I found out, but anyway, and we get this guy, and the illumination's going for, and we've got 8 guys now. We're standing around. Okay, we're a target, so it took us a half hour to shut off these flares coming from a C-130. We got to move.
Yeah, because they just float. They're just
they're
they're
in a
timed,
parachute.
and it is what it is.
So we decided, darkness came, and we were going to move. And you had to hold on to the guy in front of you because you couldn't see shit. We're dragging this guy with us.
A dead guy or
The dead and VA guy.
okay?
Because I thought you said there was 2.
Did you?
Well,
two
we got
guys
one
in?
of them.
You got one of them.
And the other one.
Sergeant got well, I didn't get him. So we move. I'm thinking we're moving 300 yards maybe. Okay. Where are we going to set up? Because there's no cover. So we found a row of bushes, so we laid down in front of it to block a silhouette. About 15 or 20 minutes later, directly out in front of us, we hear 2 explosions and all kinds of green tracers. Well, his buddies came back to kill us. They were shooting into our old spot.
Oh wow!
Son of a gun.
So we decided, we have no cover. We're not gonna. We called.
Can't engage. Yeah.
We called mortar rounds in, dropping them as close as we could to us, to get them. And then silence. And then a little while later, we hear this noise. Can't see shit. I think they walked between where they were shooting, our old position. They traversed across there, so they got away. Next day, we went up to the area. They policed up all their brass except for around the bushes where they couldn't get them. So
Yeah,
that was a close
They
one.
came back through. It's a lot of close ones, to be honest. I mean, you've already told us, in my eyes, 3 at least, where it's just like, and I can't imagine there
Yeah,
are tons more.
But I
close
walked.
calls
I
for
did.
you.
I paid my dues. I walked point, and I was a charger, and we had guys in shake and bake school where they go to become a sergeant, and they come and assign them to us. Hey, we're gonna go over there. I go, okay, we can go there. Well, we're not going that way. We're gonna go where we're gonna have cover or whatever. You don't walk on trails and stuff. But I found pungy pits where they sharp bamboo and defecate on them
Yeah.
and want to poison you. So I found a lot of those walking point, but I paid my dues there, and then chopping machetes through all that jungle crap. So
What were, I mean, I would guess you for sure came into contact with VC, but also regular people that weren't. And do you have any memories of stuff like that where you interacted with villages where people were...
yeah. So the village kids, it's funny because like you'd go on ambush at night and then you'd go to a daytime position. The village kids would come out and sell you Cokes for 50 cents or whatever. And then they bring out the boom boom girls. Oh, I never had any part of that.
Well, officially.
Yeah, officially. True that. But cool thing was my dad was in the Navy. He went on R&R he went to Australia when he was serving in the Pacific. He was telling me about how cordial all the families were with their daughters and stuff. I go, oh yeah, I'm going to go. So I saved my R&R for my 10th a month. So I don't want to go on R&R and come back and do 6 more months in the boonies, right? That's another story. So back to Tom Ferguson, the guy who I took his antenna down. He gets taken to the rear as a RTO for the battalion operations, the battalion tactical operations center. So every time I go to the rear, I go see Tom. He was just like a brother, right? And he kept telling me, John, he was worried about me. I can get you a job in the rear. I go, doing what? You can be the colonel's Jeep driver. I go, you know, they're having race riots in the rear. They're making you blouse your boots. You know what? I'll take my chances in the field. That's how stupid I was. 20 years old. All right? So I was 20 doing all that. And so, yeah, so the village kids come out. We would go do pacification programs where you go in and set up a medical aid station, and we'd, go through villages looking for things and stuff, and not too much other than that. But here's my thing. My thinking changed because I'm thinking these people are less people than I am. I go, and then it came to the realization, one man's ceiling is another man's floor. I go, they're human people, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even finding out later more about the war, those guys were protecting their own land. So your mentality changes over the years, but still you have the brotherhood that exists.
Yeah.
Continually.
No doubts that the other side of that war, that those guys are trying to kill you. You're dodging bullets.
Yes,
There's no doubts. And
so your mission was at the same night that the trace was coming in. My mission changed to survive and come home.
right.
That's right.
And that's what we all did. But so I had multiple opportunities to go to the rear, and I thought, nah. And then when I was on the sniper teams, and the longer you're there, the less time you have before you go home, you get nervous. You're a short timer.
Right.
So because you're getting ready to go, and like the last thing you want is to have something go wrong the day before you go home, right?
So my buddy Tom Ferguson, he's going home. He's a radio operator in Battalion Talk. He goes, John, I can get you a job. I go, doing what? As an RTO in the Talk. I go, I'll take it. Really? All right. So he leaves. I go on R&R for my birthday, July 13th. I'm in Da Nang waiting for a plane. I go to Australia. Come back. Great time in Australia. It's Sydney most of the time.
How long did you get to?
Yeah, I'm like
1 week.
1 week. Okay.
Okay, and
So
they pay for you to fly there?
They fly you there.
Ah, cool.
Fly you back. You're on your own dime while you're there.
I guess Vietnam's not that far from Australia now that I think about it, because it's just across the water right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of guys, you can go to Hawaii. You can go to Thailand. I just wanted to go where my dad said it was cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, I come back from R&R and I report to my day room where I find out where my unit is, and the sergeant looks up at me. Nash. Yeah, oh yeah, battalion's calling for you, but we're not gonna let you go. I go, what? He goes, yeah, you're a team leader, you're too valuable, but we're not gonna let you go. I go, you can't do that. He looks at me, he goes, yes I can, get the hell out of my day room. Kicks me out. I go, fuck me. So I go back to the hooch where I've got a cot. I'm waiting, okay, find out where my unit is, maybe I'll be going back. So I report to the day room. The next morning he goes, so he told the sergeant major of the battalion, we're keeping him. And Sergeant Major just goes, pulled rank on us.
Yeah,
no, send him over.
Here.
So he tells me, pack your shit, report to battalion headquarters. All right. So now I go into battalion headquarters. Okay, report to the Talk for your new assignment. So I go in there, meet another guy from Michigan, Tom Vaughn. He's dialed in guy.
Yeah.
Another Michigan guy, and I met some other ones in the field. Another dialed in guy tells me to do this, do that, and you're talking to spotter birds that are spotting for F4 Phantom rocket, targets and shit, and the artillery captain, forward observer people and so I'm having to get my shit together immediately because I never was an RTO. My buddy Tom told the battalion communication officer that I was the best RTO in the battalion. I had to get my shit together immediately.
Yeah, you did.
I did, and I was kind of that way wherever I went. But anyway, that helped me out. So the first mission my sniper team goes on without me, they get ambushed. One of my sniper team members was shot in the neck. In the meantime, they moved our battalion Talk from Camp Evans, a base camp up to the mountains to fire base Rockasans. So I'm on a fire base now. We were doing 8-hour shifts down at the regular talk. Now we're doing 12-hour shifts. So the battalion chaplain comes down into our dugout radio room and he says, "Hey Nash, you're friends with Wiley?" I go, "Yeah, I had to call a medevac on him." He goes, "Oh, he's in a hospital in Fubai. Why don't you go see him?" All right. So my 12 hours off, I catch a chopper ride off the mountain, back to the base camp, hitchhiker ride to Fubai, which is 15, 20 miles away. Get a Jeep ride there, find the unit he's in. I walk in. His neck is bandaged up. He can't talk. It's a one-way conversation. So I'm talking to him for 10 minutes, and, whatever. I see tears running down his face. I lost it.
Yeah.
Walked out of there and never saw him again.
Ah.
I was bawling walking out of there. So
I'm glad you got to go see him.
Straight up.
yeah, so I get back to the talk, and then I'm with the colonel, the major, captains, artillery people. We're talking, and this one major, "Nash, what are you going to do when you get out of when you go home?" I go, "Hey, I'm going to put in for early out for college and enroll in El Camino College." He goes, "Well, you might want to consider staying in. The Army needs good men like you." And I'm thinking to myself, all I can do is wait to get back to the beach and go surfing, go back to motorcycle riding and shit. So the stuff I grew up doing. But two other facts that I left out was, in basic training, after you take all your tests. Now let me back up to Torrance High. I was a C student at best. Okay, because I was getting out. Danielle just found my report card. It's not pretty. So as you take all these tests, they figure out your whatever. So they took, I think it was either 9 or 12 of us. We had a 240 men basic training company. They took 9 or 12 of us out and gave us an orientation for West Point. I could have gone to West Point.
Wow.
Now, the West Point commitment is 9 years. So you go to 1 year of prep school, 4 years of West Point College, and then your 4-year commitment after that.
Yeah, that's where they get their money
And I'm
back.
thinking 9 years, that's a lot of surfing I won't be doing.
Yeah. It's a career.
I was 20 or 19 or whatever at the time, and I'm thinking, that's not for me.
Yeah.
Now, looking back, West Point opens a lot of doors for you in your civilian life.
Yes, it does.
So I just blew that off as whatever. So whatever.
Can't say you made any of the wrong decision. You did a great life, honestly. I'm not speaking for you. I'm saying from my point of view.
Yeah.
I don't think.
But, and I look back, I have pride in my military career. I have pride in my fire department career.
Right.
I was pride wearing the uniform wherever I went. It was always looking tight. And that's the way my kids are.
Yeah.
You look at my son's, before he moved out, his shoe rack is all, Vans boxes all lined up. Everything's perfect. I'm going, well, something went right.
He is that kind of cat. He is that kind of cat.
So anyway, those are kind of some little highlights in there. So get out of the service.
Now, this is you spent 2 years in the service?
Well, I spent technically 21 months because I got early out. So let me back up. So I get out, I come home for 30 days. I'm trying to get Fort MacArthur. My dad, pull some strings for me. Nah, it didn't work. So they sent me to Fort Hood, Texas, 1st Armored Division. Okay, here we go. I walk in. Hey, Nash, Dad, they got a board here. Okay, so I'm in the 1st Armored. They have M60 tanks. Okay, yeah, you're a tank driver. All right. What do we do here? Oh, we work on the tanks, and then you have your formation in the morning. You go work out and get some lunch and do whatever. So, all right. And okay, so I go down to the motor pool. Here's our tank, and to operate a tank, you have to have a crew server, tank commander, whatever they call him, and a driver. So I'm the driver. He goes, hey, let's take this down to the wash rack. really easy to change engines on these things because it's a heavy lift. They take off with the crane, multiple lines that quick connect, pull it out with a crane, drop another one, and it's bitching.
That's cool.
That is.
What tank is this?
M60.
M60.
Has a
Okay.
105 and then a 50 cal on top.
Okay.
So, hey, let's go down to the wash rack. I go, all right. So I get in the seat. I look around. I go, hey, how do you start this one? It tells me, hey, how do you put it in gear? That's how you put it in gear. Off we go.
Stop it.
Yeah.
That's your introduction to
Hey,
tanks.
you,
So
you're
I
a
was-
tank driver.
But
What
the
do I
thing
do?
was,
This,
I
that.
grew up
Let's go.
with my dad. All the cops were going to Glamis, Pismo. So I raced motorcycles.
You were used
I
to
drove
sitting in
dune
the
buggies. I did. It was all natural.
Yeah.
So we did that, and so then we had to qualify for that thing. Each of us had to fire it, had to load it, different things, and then we had to qualify at night with a tank commander telling, because you had two ways of seeing out. You had little periscopes, or you could drop the seat down, or drop the seat up and look out under the turret. Well, you had to go below when they're firing.
Right.
So they're just telling you left, right, whatever. You're just blindly driving, basically. We had to qualify with that thing. But so we're going to the range to qualify. I'm third in line of 3 tanks in our company. I go, I've been behind people in the dirt before. That ain't gonna happen.
No.
So and so you're going through these bitchin' tank trails, little rivers and stuff. I see an opening in a flat area. I'm off, floored it. I'm passing the tank man. Where are you going? I'm making our own way. It's kind of like
Kind of like the rest of your life.
yeah, so much. So I pass all these tanks and we get out there because I don't want to eat dust. You know how that is.
Yeah,
right?
I know what that's like if there's no breeze.
So anyway, that was kind of interesting. So that was in September, October. So I had November and December there, and then January was coming up. I put my paperwork in for early out, and then I had some run-ins with some sergeants. And what did I tell that one guy? Told him pretty much, fuck you. This one mess sergeant. I was on KP for whatever, and he's trying to tell me, hey, why don't you just ask me? I'll do it. You just do it. I go, flipped him off and left. And they came and got me and said, just go back there and do your job. And so I went back to do my job. So cool thing was, in Vietnam, my credo was California Dreamin'.
Okay.
You know the song.
Of course.
Yeah.
I had it on my helmet.
You got props.
I had my Zippo lighter. California Dreamin'.
There it
Vietnam
is.
6970.
You still got it.
I had this because I was smoking like the rest of the guys anyway. And then I lost it. And I was sitting at a daytime position and I'm looking around at the guys. I look over and I see this guy firing up a cigarette. And I go, that looks like my lighter. I lost it. So I go over to this guy. I go, let me see that. He yanked it out of his hands. I go, that's mine. Thanks a lot. I don't know where he found it, but he did.
Yeah.
So I got it back. So California Dreamin' was my motto pretty much everywhere. So now I'm getting out of the service. It's January of 71. Flying from Fort Hood to Dallas. I'm boarding a plane. And so when you travel, they want you in your dress uniform. So I got my patches. I got my ribbon rack on. I walk on the plane. I look over in first class. Mama Cass is sitting there. Mama Cass from the
Mamas and the Papas.
Mamas and Papas. She's sitting there. There's a guy with bell bottoms on sitting next to her. She looks over at me and stops me and engages me in conversation.
Oh, wow.
And I was floored. I'm thinking, I don't know what to say to this woman. She goes, oh, hey, thank you for your service. I appreciate what you did, and I see you've earned your way there. And I go, well, let me tell you, you were an inspiration to me.
That's cool.
I show her the lighter.
Yeah.
I go, California Dreamin' was my way home thanks to you. just walking.
That's cool. That's cool. You got to share
That's
that with
great.
her.
So that was
Yeah.
kind of a come together moment.
Full circle for you.
Yeah,
I know on
pretty
your
much.
way home.
So that was kind of cool. Then I decided to go to college.
I got a quick question before
Yeah.
we get on to that. Is that, you know, for the us that don't have a lot of family, they're in military, never served. I think we all think it's just 4 years, right? You sign up for 4 years and you go. And so when you ask for early out, do guys who go overseas and they're in our skirmishes, our battles, our wars, those are the guys, our conflicts, those are the guys that can apply for early out? I mean, early out is kind of a thing that's reserved for people that are on active.
Yeah. So on that note, if you were in country and you came home with less than 5 months, they cut you loose. So you can extend your
5
time
months left on your
tour or your 2-year commitment.
Oh, you had a 2-year commitment.
Because I was drafted for 2 years.
Okay, so if it's drafted, it was
regular Army
different.
guys, RAs, their U.S. was the draftees. RAs or regular Army, they went in for 3, or you could re-up. And guys were re-upping. There were guys back in the field were shooting themselves in the foot to get the fuck
Come
out.
home, yeah.
And then later on, the same guy was limping along with us, and he got the shit. They were making him dig all day, fill the hole up, go in ambush. He got the wrath because he did what he did. Anyway,
Yeah.
guys were doing shit to get out. So to answer your question, we had the early out for me was just coordinated with a school start.
Yeah, I
semester
think
starting.
I forgot when I
Yeah.
was thinking that you were drafted and you weren't enlisted. Enlisted is a 4-year, usually a commitment.
3
typically.
years RA, but now and then it's different for different organizations.
Yeah, so that's just something I didn't know, but I think that automatically.
But here's the cool
always
thing was
assume-
recognition is still coming my way now after more than 10 years. But with the VA and shit that's going on, it's really been fabulous. And that there was a turning point for that too. But so I decided to go to El Camino, and I was like a caged animal. And my dad had worked on, so he sold my motorcycle, sold my Rancho. He got a 55 T-Bird, had it restored, and that was my car. But I was going to the river and stuff, so I go, yeah, I need a van. I sold that 55 T-Bird and got a van. But,
yeah, you do.
so I go to El Camino, and I realize, it's like, I need to be doing, this is not for me right now. So 2 of my buddies that were in the military, I said, let's go to Mexico. Okay, maybe. Well, why don't we go to Hawaii? We've got some buddies that are staying in Honolulu. I go, let's go. So I quit school, flew to Hawaii, stayed there for a couple weeks, and then I still had my job at the city, and they'll give you your job back.
What were you doing at the city?
I was a trash man,
Okay.
picking up trash.
Yeah, you said sanitation a little bit earlier, but your brother wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
Same thing.
And real quick, before you get into that, how was Hawaii back then?
1971, it was beautiful. It was on Waikiki every day. I
Still
kicked
Hawaii.
sand in Freddie Blassie's face. He was the wrestler. He was sleeping on the sand. No, we had a great time there. Came back, got my job back, and I did a year there. I go, yeah, this is dead end. I quit. Had different jobs.
So you're about 23, 22?
22. Yeah. So different jobs. Got married at 23. That lasted 19 years. Won't go into that too much, but in the meantime, I was doing different jobs. My dad got me an interview with Val Melatich and Parnelli Jones. I'd already worked for Val in the parts department right when I got out of high school, driving a parts truck like a wild man, gotten more tickets. And then prior to that, when I was a junior or sophomore in high school, I worked on their lot in 1964, driving watching Mustangs and Broncos
No kidding.
over on Hawthorne Boulevard. So I worked for Val and Parnelli a couple times already. So he gets me an interview with the team manager and the chief mechanic for their Viceroy Samsonite Viceroy. They were the super team of the era, 73. So I go in for the interview. What's your story? Well, I built this dune buggy. I go dune buggying. I race motorcycles. I did this mechanical experience, this and that. You're hired. So the team was Mario Andretti, Al Unser, and Joe Leonard. Joe Leonard.
Wow.
Joe Leonard was a
Wow.
flat track motorcycle racer. They transitioned into Indy cars. They put me on Mario's car. So there was Jim McGee, well, I shouldn't, chief mechanic and 2 mechanics. I was hired as the second mechanic. I did a lot of the dirty work. I learned a lot, but we had our own team. Our shop was over on Earl Street, and we had our own engineer. We built our own cars, and we took that car, put it together, and took it apart after every race. Had everything Magnaflux, Zyglode, X-rayed for cracks and different things. Learned a lot.
Was Mario a nice guy back then?
He was cool.
Yeah, because, sometimes these racers, they're not, and this was back when racing was kind of growing exponentially at this time, right?
Totally.
So the guys' egos are changing. It's going from backyard racing to professional.
He was very well known at that time.
Yeah.
And because he was from Nazareth, Pennsylvania, and as a result of being on the team, we had a shop in Torrance, and we had a shop in Indy, and we had our garages at the Speedway. So we were all over those places, all over the place. We did tire testing in Phoenix, did all these races, and
He traveled around the country with the race team.
all over this is before they moved to Canada and all Mexico and all that places. So it was all the U.S., mostly ovals. There's so many stories with that too. And I'd go to lunch with Al Unser, and he's racing the mechanics to get to the beverage. We're driving on the sidewalk. It was cool.
That's like that. You've seen Days of Thunder, right? The movie,
Yes.
right? With Tom Cruise and Duvall and those other cats. I can't remember their names. And those two hate each other. Tom Cruise and that other guy. I forget what team he races. And they're on their way to dinner, and they're in rental cars. And they both had been in a wreck on the course on the track together, like that weekend or something, and they hate each other. And he pulls up next to him at the light, and they start racing to dinner in these like rented Crown Victorias.
Well,
just reminds me of something like that. Like racers are gonna race.
That happened.
That's it.
All over the place. So they'd rent these cars and whatever. So we're back to the tire testing. We're tire testing at Phoenix for Firestone, and we got the car there. We got like a 5-gallon oil tank. We got a heater in there heating the oil up, so
So she's ready to run.
Everything's ready. Here comes Mario down the pit lane in this rental car going like 70. And so what they do, and I learned this, and I put it in my brain for later, they'll hit the brakes, slide the car, throw it in neutral, rev the engine, and then throw it in reverse going forward and floor it. And so the wheels are going backwards while the car's going this way, and smoke's bellowing out until they get down to about 30, then they drop it into drive and do a little donut.
Jesus.
And that's a rental
Tearing
car.
up transmissions.
So I'm going to just
a rental
segue way back later on. So we're so later on I got on the fire department, and I'll get to that. But I had this in my brain for the longest time. So one of the guys got hurt snowboarding, and we went to breakfast, 2 of us, and we went to see him in the hospital. So we leave the hospital. I've got my 71 Bronco, and we're leaving town in Mammoth, right on the main road. And I'm doing 40 or 45 in 4-wheel drive, and it's like snowy, icy. And here's a Jeep in the slow lane going 20 or 25. We're going to pass him, and he does a U-turn. And I know if I hit the brakes, I'm going to slam into him. So I gassed it and jinked the wheel to the right.
Yeah, that's good.
And now we're passing him. I think he's going to hit my right rear quarter panel. I miss him. Now I'm going over the center of the road. I'm going in the oncoming lane into town, and there's the guys putting chains on tires. And I look, if I hit the brakes, I'm going to...
Yeah, I'm going in
So I
right
jinked the
too.
wheel to the right and gassed it some more. And now we're going like this, and now 4-wheel drive. It finally catches, and we shoot across 3 lanes, heading for a 10-foot snowbank, ice. Oh, I know what to do. I hit the brakes, threw it in neutral, put it in reverse, and floored it. Now we're going forward, 4-wheel drive in the snow. All 4 wheels are going backwards, and we stopped about 5 feet from the snowbank.
That's sick. That's a great
And
save.
so
Thank you, Mario.
I'm talking the whole time. My buddies, their eyes are like saucers. They're like, and so I'm just like, it just was normal.
Slow motion.
It was, and so you would have talked to those guys. We went back and we said a couple words to them, and we got out of town. But that was a lesson
Thanks to
learned.
Mario Andretti and rental
Straight
cars on the
up.
track, I saved everyone's life at
so
this on Mammoth.
I've tried to do similar stuff than that in the past, and it doesn't always work out the same. But
Yeah.
Did you take anything out?
Yeah.
no,
Oh, okay, okay,
no,
yeah.
everything's been good.
That's
Nice.
good.
So back to working on the Indy cars, that was great. A lot of experience. So
Did you guys ever get any? You got podiums on that team? I mean, I don't follow any from that long
We
ago.
won one race that year in Trenton, New Jersey.
Okay.
And we were like across the bridge to New York. I never made it to New York the whole time we were there. But so we were eat, sleep, and shit race cars.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of was still in that caged animal thing. I was like, oh man, I need to go dune buggying and stuff. So I got a little bit of time off. But in our shop at Indy, we had Al's car, Joe Leonard's car, and our car. We had 2 chassis that we worked on all year that needed different amounts of repair. I'm sorry.
Look at that. No,
I'm tearing the place down.
went up. This one just went up.
So anyway,
And it's falling already.
in our shop there was Al's Champ dirt car. It's an oversized sprint car. You know what sprint cars, right?
Yeah, I'm familiar with sprint car.
Yeah.
So they race the mile circuits on the fairground mile tracks. Badass thing. So Al's car sitting there. Mario tells our chief mechanic, goes, hey, I want to race dirt. All right. So we go to, they acquire a chassis from Grant King downtown Indianapolis. We get the chassis, and now we're building it. And you buy parts, and like you have to machine these parts, and I was doing a lot of the grinding and a lot of the hard stuff before you chrome stuff. So we would wait for their team to leave, and we'd go uncover the car. We copied that car to a T. So that year they had 3 Champ dirt car races, and Al had won the previous in the Johnny Lightning cars, because he won Indy in 70 and 71, the Johnny Lightning Colt that Vels Parnelli Jones Ford down Hawthorne had. And then he raced the dirt series in this Grant King chassis car that they maintained or built or whatever. So I was building this car with 2 other guys. We'd uncover the car at night and we copied everything. Bitchin' car, had a 4-cam Ford motor, was an IndyCar motor, and that's a
Wow,
badass
that's
motor.
a high rever.
It's really, and I think they're 260 cubic inches, but they're
on.
killer. Anyway, Mario went out and won the first 2 races and won the championship.
And your copied master car.
he
That's
blew
sweet.
he blew a piston on the 3rd race warm up or whatever, I can't remember. But so I've had some memorabilia along the way. Danielle bought me the 1/12 scale die-cast model of that.
Yeah.
I was going to bring it, but I thought that'd be too gaudy, whatever.
That's cool. That's cool. I love it.
You didn't want to go there. But anyway, so with that, I was having some probably relationship things going on, so I decided I left. I could have easily been a chief mechanic or a team manager, easily. Whatever that would have brought me, I don't know. But
Yeah,
I'm
who
still
knows?
blessed to be where I'm at.
You are.
In a
No
lot of
doubt.
ways.
Yeah.
So on that note,
How
I left-
many years did you do that?
I only did it for 1 year.
Really?
Yeah.
1 year.
Yeah, I
Wow.
could, like I said, I was driving to Indy with trucks, and I was flying here and there, and it was like,
You were never home. You weren't surfing.
Right.
You weren't doom bugging your own stuff. That's all the
Wasn't-
things that you were
right.
trying to get back to when
Yeah.
you were in country, so to speak.
So after that, things, different jobs here and there. Trying to think what my goal was, but a lot of stuff happened in town. My dad got me out of a lot of issues with the police. I do remember one time I was driving down Torrance Boulevard in my Ranchero. I had my Triumph sticker on the back, and there was some other cops that raced desert when I was racing. And so me and my buddy, we're drinking our bottles of Coors, drinking and driving, open the container. It's like dusk. I get to Hawthorne Boulevard. I go, let's go back down to Frosty's or something. So I make an illegal U-turn at Hawthorne and Torrance Boulevard. This is 1969.
Mm-hmm.
And I get back to Madrona. 2 motor cops pull me over, red lights. I go, we got open containers. So I put them behind my seat. And, you don't really, when you get stopped by a cop, you don't get out and stop
No,
talking to
no,
them.
no.
So
you don't.
I opened the door, got out,
Oh,
and I look
Jesus.
over. It's 2 guys. Oh, Johnny, should have known it was you with that Triumph sticker. Get the hell out
Get
of
out
here.
of here.
How many bullets did I dodge? I was dodging bullets all over
You've
the
been
place.
dodging
my
bullets your
God.
whole life.
So so that kind of helped me in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But more on that story, I don't know. Did different jobs. Decided to got an interview for PV pools, and got a job there as a
Cleaning pools.
building pools.
Oh, okay.
So they said, with your mechanical experience, we want you to do maintenance, but you need to learn how to plumb them first to know how the system works. So I learned how to plumb pools, all copper, because we were doing PV. And then I did all the repairs and different things, and then wasn't really happy with the way things were going. Kind of thing. So I left there, and I worked for my father-in-law at the time. He had a pest control company. We were doing fumigations.
I was going to say, you're married at this time,
Yes,
right?
I was carrying tarps up these ladders. This is hard freaking work, man. They're 40 by 60 tarp or whatever. Not too light. So did that for a while. And then PV Pools called me back. They said, we want to hire you as a superintendent. All right. So let me back up before that. So I left. I was doing that. Then I took the test for the city again. I worked for the city 3 different times.
So what was the test for this time?
Swimming pool maintainer.
For the city pools. I mean, we have one at the plunge.
And the fountain in front of City Hall.
So the pool, and then 100 yards away, the fountain.
So the fountain was a mess because of the eucalyptus trees. I developed a whole skimmer system to take care of that and install that. And then when they would work on the pool, I devised a system to get it running before it was full. And so by the time it was full, it was already, they were used to waiting. But that was like a retired guy's job. So I did that for a while. And then PV Pools called me.
I was thinking, I'm like, we paid for a guy to clean the one city employee the entire year to handle the pool.
I worked in building maintenance. That was the department.
Okay.
And then got to know those guys. That was pretty cool too. Then PV Pools called me back and said, hey, we want to hire you back as a superintendent. What's that about? You get to run jobs, do layout diagrams, do all the permitting with the cities and art juries and different things. All right. And they gave me a 72 El Camino as a company car.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going, free gas, free insurance, sign me up.
Yeah.
More money than I'd ever made. In the meantime, I said, I'm going to test for the fire department. So I did that, and then that was a cumbersome thing that got all straightened out, and they says, we're hiring you. So I left the pool company, and my buddy's going, you're taking the easy way out. And the business construction is like this or like that.
Yeah.
Sure
this
is.
or that.
Sure is.
This or that. So he survived all that. I just went to his son's second wedding in Escondido 2 weeks ago. So we're still buddies.
Long time.
He got me into... So after getting on the fire... So I got on the fire department. That was cool.
What year was that?
80.
So 1980,
Yeah.
you applied to your 79 or whatever, got hired on. You go off to the academy here in LA.
We had our own training tower in Torrance, and we had a class of 3 of us. So there's only 3 of us in the class. It was
Wow.
great, but got on there and then got on the floor, going on fires. And it was kind of like being in the military, being on the race team, pit stops. So we were doing pit stops, and they became routine. There's no, and any of this stuff, not excitement, but there's no agitation. It's all, hey, this is your job, do your job.
Yeah, you guys
It's a
have been
calm
the
demeanor,
muscle
and that's the
memory.
way you approach all that stuff. Guys get all revved up. It's fire. Hey, that's our job.
Yeah.
It's a fire. They get all, just go do our work.
You know what? It sounds like everything leading up to this was leading you to it. You know,
True
being
that.
able to go, not be able, to be drafted to the war, to survive the many bullets, to dodge everything, the bombs, the shrapnels, to have somebody else pull you out of the way, whatever the
Yeah.
case is, to remain calm, to become a sniper, right? To another very calming in a very chaotic world, a position that's very calm.
Yeah, it's all about
And
breathing
then-
correctly.
And then you go off to a race team where it's everything's have to happen immediately. We can't have any problems or we lose races. You have to stay calm. You got to think clearly,
calm.
twist that wrench in the middle of this pit stop, whatever the case is. And here you are in everyday emergencies where you absolutely need to stay calm or other people die. It seems like it was leading you to this point.
It does, and it segues right into another era of just knowing your job and doing your job, so to speak. But there were some good times. There were some scary times. I do remember going to Mobil Oil when it was blowing up, and some of the things they teach you is when these tanks get hot, they vent and they start screaming, right?
Is this the one from the 80s?
Early 80s, right?
Yeah.
I lived down in Vermont, and I remember when it blew up. We could.
There was a couple there, and I think in '79 it was going off, and then in '80, must have been '84ish.
I thought it was like 86 or
Maybe, it might have been
87.
86.
We saw a mushroom cloud from here in Gardena. We heard it. I went outside. You can see what I would describe as an atomic bomb mushroom cloud is what it looked like from Gardena.
I was on the
Well,
engine.
that was the one that was off of Van Ness, right?
No, that was the Crenshaw. That was the mobile.
Well, the one on Van Ness, one of our neighbors was part of that. She got burned there, but that was, I don't think that was '79. But then
No, that was the 81.
Okay.
79 was another one.
yeah, so
Yeah.
you learn a lot about this. And so I was a move-up engineer at Station 4 by the beach, Cali Mayor and PCH, and we were eating dinner, and we heard it, and we went out on the ramp, and we're looking, we saw the header, and then the dispatcher's dispatching different units, and finally he goes, everybody go. So we went, and I'm a move-up engineer, and
A move-up engineer is
so basically I was filling the engineer's position
Okay,
because
yeah.
I was on the engineer's list.
an engineer's a driver for those of us
Yeah.
that are listening who don't know.
engineer, pump operator, etc. So we're driving in, and tanks are venting, and we get this assignment. I'm on a 1250 GPM pumper, and I see this, and hey, they gave us an assignment to pump to a Gardena engine, and to a monitor and a hand line and all this stuff, and I'm doing the calculations in my head. Okay, that's more GPMs than this pump is, but if we have pressure coming in, I can do that. Watch my gauges, etc. So I tell the captain, I go, how about we back in? Because I don't want. If situation goes to hell, I want to be able to drive out.
able to leave.
So we back in, and I'm pumping to all these things, and I'm watching all the gauges, and we're using the Mobil's hydrant system, which they have a reservoir, and I hear rocks coming through the pump and all that stuff. So
did Mobile have their own fire department at
they
that
have their
time?
own fire brigade. Yes.
Fire brigade, yeah. Because I know a lot of the refineries do. I didn't know how far back that
Yes,
goes.
they still do, and we used to train with them a lot as well. But I was pumping to a Gardena engine and a bunch of other stuff, and I had all the suction inlets going, and I'm watching, because you can watch how much, if you're running away from the water source. I pumped for 4 hours, I think, and I calculated how many hundreds of thousands of
I was
gallons.
gonna say hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, so, and we were relieved after 4 hours, which was pretty good. And then I was driving an old square tooth Mac old engine, 54 engine, covering the rest of the city. But that was just one of many instances where shit was hitting the fan.
Torrance is known to be kind of quiet when it comes to fire emergencies, so to speak,
Yeah,
right?
so now it's called Fire EMS, which is EMS is their big product nowadays.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a couple things happened. When I was taking the captain's test, you do a supplemental sheet. Education, experience, etc. And at the bottom, I put military experience, sniper team leader, Vietnam 69-70. So I'm taking the oral, and at the end, they ask you any questions do you want to add. I go, no, I think we've got everything that I want to say. Well, tell us about your experience as a sniper team leader. This is part of the interview. Well, one of the guys one of the BCs on the test was a vet also.
Mm-hmm.
So I told him that. I got the highest oral of the whole thing.
Nice.
I got a job out
Nice.
of it.
Yeah, I got a good
That was
job.
something
Yeah.
came back to me from that military experience.
Right.
Plus, they gave me 10% veterans preference when I took the test to get on.
Oh,
Excellent.
cool.
Veterans preference.
Good.
So,
We need more payback for the veterans.
and that's coming now in a big way with the VA for me. I've had a lot of stuff at the VA hospital. I just had I had cancer. I don't know if you guys knew that.
I did
No.
not know that.
Yeah, so 2022, well, let's go back before that. 2017, I'm like 7 years into retirement, and we're going places with the firemen. We're going to cruises and to the river, dirt bike riding, doing all this different stuff. So one of the guys was, hey, why don't you come to Vegas with us and see Route 91? What is it, Route 91?
Yeah.
So we go there in 2017, and they said, bring your beach chairs, because we'll stay at the Luxor across the street, and we'll go in, sit on our chairs, watch the concert. And there's all these little restaurants or little bars and all kinds of different stages and stuff. So that's when the massacre happened.
Yeah.
And you were there.
He was there.
So we were there, and so that night,
Jordan Motley was there too. I don't. You know who?
Mary
Motley. Anyway,
well, yeah.
Torrance, my age group from Torrance
Yeah.
High,
Okay.
Yeah.
and her daughter was there.
there was a lot of Torrance people there.
There was a
So-
lot. I know some other people there as well.
So they had these little faux grass areas you can put your chairs in. Part of our group, we had 4 couples that were with us. And so I brought low chairs. Well, we're in the middle of one of these sections. I can't see. I'm going to have to dodge the guy ahead of me to see this, either the screen or the stage. So I told Danielle, why don't we move back to the front of the 3rd row, and and the one guy says, well, there's people walking by. Well, half the thing is watching people anyway, so we're doing that. And we're sitting there, and I hear this gunfire out on the strip. I'm hearing this sign, and I heard like 3 or 4 rounds, whatever it was, 3 or 4 rounds. Then I heard a multi rounds. I go, that's automatic gunfire.
When you heard the first few rounds, like I wanted that, did you feel like that they were in rapid succession, that it was a crime happening, or obviously I think you're questioning what you're hearing.
Yes, the first thing I thought, there was something on the street going on.
You're right, because who knows
And
where it's
then
coming from.
there was a burst,
Okay.
which I think was a bump stock.
Right, you can recognize, whatever we all recognize burst
So
quickly.
at first I'm thinking, okay, that's automatic gunfire. And then someone said, I heard someone, they're shooting at us. And then, so Danielle's in flip-flops, we're in these aluminum frame chairs, and she turns over and takes her chair and puts it over the top of her. And I'm thinking to myself, that ain't doing shit.
That ain't gonna do
So there was like 2 or 3 bursts that I recall now, and then a pause. I go, let's get out of here.
Now's the move.
So
Yeah, I'd say at this point everybody's starting
so
to
behind
run.
us was a small grandstand, and to our left was the back side of a row of booths that were food and leather belts and stuff. The Budweiser booth was over there. So we head to this corner over here. And so
Did you feel like you knew where it was coming from at that point?
No, I thought there were terrorists coming in off the street.
Okay.
We didn't know how many. I thought, okay, there's terrorists coming in off the street. They're going to kill us. So we head to this corner, and I walk by the grandstand. There's this one girl just like
staring off, and she's just out of it.
Gazed out.
Right.
She had no clue.
Right.
So we get to this area, and basically it's behind all these booths. But there was a little chain link fence section that somebody tore down, and a portable little vending ice beer thing. We're crawling over that shit to get out, and we finally get over that, and we make it behind this row, and we're heading towards the Tropicana, which was not the entrance, but they had opened the gates already. Yeah. People were coming in the other way, or going out, crawling over fences, doing all this shit. So my thought was, I'm going to move to a position of safety, get Danielle back to the kids, because the kids were home.
The kids were here at home.
They were home here.
Mm-hmm. And they were still in school.
They were.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could go into how long this went on. I don't know if you want to hear any of that.
If you are okay talking about it, I want to hear it.
So we're heading for an exit. We see a guy in a khaki uniform. He's kind of waving people out towards the street, the side street from the strip. And we get over there, and we're heading through the parking lot of the Tropicana. Danielle, in the midst of all this, loses her flip-flop. We had to stop and get her redressed. But I think to myself, I got to get her to a space of safety. So we get inside the Tropicana. All the blackjack tables were kind of like abandoned. People knew shit was happening. We go down this corridor, and all of a sudden, there's a women's bathroom, so we duck in there. Oh, prior to that, people were saying, they're coming after us. So you had all these...
Right, you're hearing all kinds of different things.
Little indicators of, let's move to safety, We don't know what the fuck's happening.
Yeah, keep running. Yeah, keep going.
So we get in this head, and there's probably 7 or 8 women and 2 other guys and myself. And I go back to the stall, and I'm thinking, well, I got to go help these guys, whatever we're going to do. So they're all in there. Women are panicking. They're screaming and shit. And there's a guy at the door with I think it was a sledgehammer. And he goes, hey, you guys be quiet. Hey, shut up or we're all going to die. Another indicator.
Everybody's losing.
So they're freaking panicking. And so he's looking out. And so we were in there for 5 minutes. People are semi-panicking or whatever. And so we go. He goes, come with me. So we exit that door. We go about 20 feet or less to another door, and we're in a stairway. We went through the kitchen area to a stairway. We go down this stairway, and there's an old guy there, and I can say that. Like an old guy saying, you can't let any more people in here. I go, hey, this guy works here. He knows what he's doing. No, you can't let anybody else in here. Push him out of the way.
No, we're not. Yeah.
And then we go around where how all these portable radios were, and now we're in the security people's area. There's one medic treating a guy who shot in the ass or whatever, and I'm thinking, you guys need my help because I have my EMT whatever skills. I can bandage shit. But anyway, we're in there, and I go, I gotta let. So I know this is at 10 o'clock at night. I go, this is going to be on the news. The kids are going to know these blobs. I go, I got to let them know. So my phone wasn't working, and this girl said, you can use my phone. So I called Jake's number. He didn't recognize it. He didn't answer. The next thing you know, we're out a door into the north side of, or northeast, whatever. I think it's the north side of the Tropicana in a parking lot. Danielle's freaking out. I go, hey, relax. We're going to be all right. So she goes, I don't want to be out here. I'll get you a safe spot.
You can't still hear gunfire at this time.
No, by then
he's firing a lot of rounds.
Ambulance. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, he fired a lot of rounds at the
that
stories.
Happened for a while. That was going on while we were in the trop, and then we got out the north side. We didn't hear any more firing, but ambulances were coming code 3 towards the scene. The strip was chaos, and we're going to cross over to the MGM, which will get us back over to the to the Luxor.
Yeah, because you're in Luxor, right?
So she goes, I don't want to be out here. I go, Stace, come on, relax. Just stay calm. That's what I kept telling everybody. And so we're going across the street. I hear someone say, hey, John Nash. I look over. It's Paul Kroenke.
Stop it.
He's with his girlfriend at the time, or maybe wife, and brother-in-law. And you know who they were related to? Another cop. I can't remember the name.
I can't. Yeah.
Anyway, so they're together with their people. We split up from our people way back when. Two of our guys went into the trop. They were paramedics, and they were helping treat people. One of the guys that was with us in the original group was grazed in the back and shot in the ankle. And they got out and flagged down a cab that was loaded up, and they took him to the hospital. That's another long story. I won't get into that. But anyway, we're still making it our way out. So we get into the MGM. It's chaos. We're going to go to the second floor where the bridge goes across, or up higher.
Mm-hmm.
And we're upstairs there, and they stopped us from going across the bridge because by then they locked down the city.
Mm-hmm.
No people moving around.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know what was going on.
Yes.
Yeah, they hadn't found him
Actually,
yet.
we were on a bridge going from the MGM to the Excalibur, I think it was. And there was people running in, they had wheelchairs running into doors. It was like chaos. And we're on this bridge looking down, and there was some, I think by then we might have hooked up we were with Paul. And he goes, oh, there's some Torrance guys down there. The FBI was down there already.
Wow.
Now, FBI's investigation, they're not a first responder.
Right.
Why they were there, we don't know to this day. We make it to the Excalibur. They won't let us cross the bridge. We're locked down into this kind of outside bar area from a little theater. And so now we're watching the news. We're seeing what's going on. John Henry, one of the guys with us, made his way across. I don't know how he did that. But anyway, we're locked down there. And while I'm there, I hear someone say, hey, John, there's another person I know. And her daughter was there. They were separated. So I got, come with us, and whatever her name was. Anyway, I won't say the names. But anyway, we all stayed together there. We finally got to our room about 2 or 4 a.m.
It started at night, right? It was
10 a.m.
It was
10 p.m.
it was 10 p.m. when the firing started.
Yes.
I never knew.
Yeah,
that
so
one.
we got to our room, got a couple shut eyes. We're making calls back and forth. Jim's daughter, Kelsey, was there. I go, hey, if you need a ride.
Yes, she was with it was Kelsey
Jordan.
and Jordan.
Yeah, so anyway.
I didn't know that Jordan was there.
Anyway,
Yeah.
all that being said, that all cleared out. And then we're waiting to get out. So I go, okay, I'll get the bags done. So Danielle and I separated for a little bit. Well, then there was a bomb scare in our hotel. So they're locking it down. That's what I'm saying. So I finally, we get all gathered up. I get our bags through the parking structure, get our bags up.
You're going home. You want to go home that day.
We want to go home. In the
You're
meantime,
done.
I got fire department guys calling me that are on the job. Hey, you okay? Yeah, they knew we were there. Hey, I can get a counselor to come to your house. You want to? I go, that's fine. Whatever you want to do. In the meantime, we got talking to the kids. They were by themselves at home. Anyway, we're leaving town, and Danielle looks over me. She goes, "Are you okay?" And all I could think of is that movie Pulp Fiction, where Marcellus Wallace asked Bruce Willis.
No.
Bruce Willis asked Marcellus,
Yeah.
"Are you okay?" So I told her, "No, I'm pretty fucking far from okay."
Yeah.
So we made it home and then went to some counseling. The counselors came to the house. We went to a debriefing thing at the PD. This is kind of, I'm just dragging the story way on too far, but so in that debriefing there, they had dispatchers that were there. They had cops from other city there, firemen from there. My buddy who got shot was there. He had to leave early, and they had this one counselor lady giving this whole thing. I was the last guy. I was the first in the round. The horseshoe came around to me, and she goes, "Did any of you people think you were going to die?" People raising their hands. She looks over at me and, "You didn't think you were going to die?" "No." I've been through more shit than this in my life.
Straight
Yeah. He was.
There's
yeah.
no tracers on these bad
We're not
boys.
downplaying the situation, but yeah, he was shooting at a group. I had people shooting at me.
Yeah.
So I've been
just-
dodging bullets.
I just-
I stayed calm, right? I mean, that's what we talked about right before you
Yes,
started
true
talking
that.
about this, and that also led
Yeah.
to you getting through that.
So
you know?
with that, so I was going to every year the Veterans Appreciation Luncheon that the city puts on, and I ran into these Chapter 53 Vietnam Veterans group. Started talking to them. Yeah, well, maybe you should join our group or whatever. They go, yeah, well, I haven't done anything with the VA since, I got out of the service.
Yeah, since they let me go.
Yeah. So this was 2017, and so this guy says, "I'll take you there." He took me and showed me around. So I had my VA card, I think, at the time. And then I finally got a primary care doctor, and there's a long story to all that. But the culmination of that is the VA has been freaking fabulous.
Nice. That's good to hear a good story.
And-
Yeah, because you don't always hear great stories
I
about
have a disability rating going into this. They give you 10% for tinnitus, which gives you a little bit of money. And fast forward, my Vietnam veterans group during COVID was meeting at Pollywald Park in Manhattan. Bring your chairs, bring your lunch. Ran into a guy there. I saw him today at the Air Force Base gym. This guy has been an advocate for me. He did 40 years in the military. He's the guy on
Wow.
the guy you saw on that video, maybe if you
Oh
saw
yeah,
him.
no, I watched it. Yeah.
Saw him today. And he, after one of our meetings, he had this program where he was getting hero quilts for veterans.
Okay.
He goes, "You want one?" I go, "Whatever, well, sure." So he makes this list. He goes, "Do you know anybody?" I put a bunch of my guys on the list. He made me one of the advocates for passing them out. So I'm giving hero quilts to guys I was on the fire department with that were wounded. Two of my buddies, well, the guy I flew to Vietnam with who was, shot there. Anyway, so I was helping him out a lot. He helped me a lot with my benefits. So fast forward to 2022, I have pancreatitis, very painful. I go to the VA. They admit me in a ward. Kind of sucked. They did an IV flush.
Not Torrance Memorial?
VA Long Beach Hospital.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the one.
Beautiful. So go home. They gave me a GI doctor who said, "Hey, take these different pills. It helps with digestion, etc." 2024, we're I don't know where we were, but pancreatitis again. I tell Danielle, it's like 2 a.m, take me to the hospital. She knows if I say that, we're
Yeah.
going. So we get there. I'm in within 10 minutes you're seen. Within the next hour, they diagnose you, put you in a ward, whatever, flush you with IV for a day or so, send you home. We're going to do more testing eventually, whatever. That didn't happen. So this past May, I feel it coming again. Go to the hospital. Okay, do the same thing. You got pancreatitis. We're going to do testing. And I ran my own program there too. I got out. I was hey, I'm getting dressed, so you do what you got to do. And so they did, got me out of there. And they said we're going to do more testing. So we went on a 30-day motorhome trip from June 8th to July 8th, and then they says we're going to do this other test. Going for the other test, you'll get the results in 7 to 10 days. 5 days later, Danielle says, "When are they going to tell you?" I go, "They said 7 days. This is only 5." 10 minutes later, the guy calls me and goes, "Hey, you have a 2.4 centimeter mass in your pancreas."
Wow.
Oh, yeah, it's cancer. All right. Make an appointment with oncology, a surgeon, and another radiology.
This was last year, May.
This was in
No,
July.
Yeah, July.
So
last
a
July.
little under a year ago.
Yeah, so I do all that, make an appointment for whatever Monday, go into the whatever lab that was. Anyway,
Oncology lab.
well, I did that oncology, and then they said you got to meet your surgeon. So that was a
Okay.
Friday. I go, "You gonna have the results Friday from the they did what do you call it, a PET scan. Mm-hmm. Are they going to have the results by Monday? Yeah, I have an appointment with oncology or the surgeon. Met with her. She goes. She's got her little minion doing it. She walks in. This lady from Croatia, a vision of strength and calm demeanor.
Mm-hmm. Perfect for you.
Fucking 100%. Just dialed in. I mean, I'm looking at just the way she dressed, her presence, her calm demeanor. Grabbed a hold of me. She says, "Okay, next Monday, be here at 5:30. We're doing surgery at 7. Roger that. Go in there. They did surgery. Come out. See, everything went good. We're do testing on all your markers. Mm-hmm. Get a couple days later. He said, "Hey, all the margins were negative for cancer.
Okay, good.
They took out 1/3 of my cancer. Took my spleen out. I lost 10 pounds. Like I said, I was playing pickleball 6 days a week. I went from 193 to 180 from playing pickleball and working out. Right?
Nice.
I dropped 10 pounds after the surgery. So they said they took out 58 lymph nodes. 5 had the cancer. They put me on chemo. They were going to do 12 rounds every other week. So there was 5 months. So I did 3 rounds and I go, I'm fucking done. My stamina was gone. Muscle mass was gone. Because I'm of my age, I go, I don't want to do 10 years of feeling like shit because I'm not going to recover the way I need to.
How old are you now?
76.
You look great.
Thank you, brother.
Yes.
You do.
I'm a blessed man. Like I said, genetics.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. It is a lot to do with, and you weren't a rock star. You weren't doing drugs. You weren't drinking all the time.
No, and that was part of the pancreatitis. If you're a drinker, I'm not a big drinker.
No,
So,
yeah.
but even when I was on the fire department, after dinner, guys were sitting in the recliners watching TV. I was either in the gym or studying. One of those two.
Yeah.
For promotion. Yeah. Anyway. So I quit.
I quit cancer.
So what happened was,
right? Yeah.
when you do the chemo, you're there for 5 hours. They send you home with a pump for 2 more days, 48 hours. You go back, they take the pump out, and then you go back the following Monday for a pick line dressing change, and then the following Monday you back for chemo. So I did 3 rounds, and then I sat Danielle down on Sunday evening. I go, I'm done. She said, what do you mean you're done? I go, I'm not doing any more chemo. All right, well, I don't agree with you, but I support whatever your decision. I go, all right. So I go back for the pick line change. I go, or dressing change. I go, actually, I had an oncology appointment that morning and a pick line change after. I tell the oncologist, I go, I'm done. Because we can give you a lower dose. I go, I know which way I'm going, and it's not through that. Have them take the pick line out. So they took it out. My fire department buddy, who was my best man at my wedding, brought me over some quality protein, some creatine. I'm back to the gym. Muscle mass came back. Stamina came back. My weight's back to normal 180. And 4 days a week pickleball.
Good for you.
Yeah, so that's all good. I went to oncologist on Monday this week, and all the CT scans are negative. The blood, there's some little indicators on blood that you got to watch. He says, we're going to do every 6 weeks now your CT scan with your blood work and keep a closer eye on it. But I'm feeling good.
Nice.
Good.
Yes.
Doing all the stuff I want to do.
Yeah, you
Good
are.
for you.
You know, you kick life's ass, John, all the time.
Different places.
Everywhere you go.
But, I
crashed.
I crashed in the Barcelona Vegas race, landed on my face. I was knocked unconscious, waking up with a guy pouring a canteen in my face. Wound up in the hospital at Vegas. Survived that. All the racing. That was such a good time.
Yeah.
It's just, they got the competitive spirit that has been driving.
You
me.
take what's thrown at you and you do whatever you got to do, and then when you're done with it, you dish it to the side. You do something else, and
there's so many side stories and being a wise ass. Even in basic training, they're teaching you how to march. All right, this is just basic shit, right? And so they take an individual out and have them lead the group. And this one guy, I won't mention where he came from or whatever, he's doing that. I'm laughing. And the sergeant looks at me and goes, what are you laughing at? I go, that. He goes, you think you can do better than that? Well, I know I can do better than that. Well, get out here. So he has me do march, the cadence and all that. And he goes, "That's pretty good, Nash. Get back in line." But I was always a smart ass. Even we were zeroing in our M14s in basic, and you do your 3 shots, and you get your group, and you want to check windage and elevation and all that. So here's the lieutenant coming by. "Okay, Nash, give me 1 click elevation, 2 clicks right windage." I go, "Okie dokie." He goes, "Okie dokie." I go, "Yes, sir."
Sir, yes, sir.
That was just kind of like the smart ass South Bay kid grew up surfing and motorcycle riding and all the.
It's the casualness of life that I find from you. You know what I mean? Like, it's a relaxed atmosphere when I'm with you, and you, through your stories, have shared that during these chaotic moments, you can find a mental relaxation and still act. And I think it's a great life, man.
Might have been the upbringing. My dad was, a cop. He was in the Navy, so some of that might have lined up with where he was going and where I went after that. I don't know. Yeah. But I'm blessed.
Was your dad a smart ass?
He was, in his own way. He was loved by. He was the chief.
Yeah.
The cops all loved him, and we'd go dune bugging at Pismo, and we were around the campfire at night. All these cops, and here's an outsider coming in, and the guy's sitting back there, and he's trying to figure everybody out. He goes to my dad, "You got some kind of control over these guys?" He goes, "No," but he figured it out just by his demeanor. All right.
Yeah.
But he, like I said, walked the beat downtown Torrance, and so and I learned this from him too, because some of my positions on the fire department, I was in charge of all the purchase of apparatus, fire engines, rescues, gear, turnout equipment, and all my customers were the firemen or building maintenance, fleet services, communications, all those things. But it's all about relationships.
That's right.
And if you have a good relationship with people, it pays dividends. So I had that position. I was drafted in 1999 when Jake, my son, was born. I didn't want to go. I think I put it off for a year or two. Anyway, they want you in there. "Oh, John, you're in an interview with the chiefs." They go, "John, so you have your mechanical experience, your construction?" Because I built second story in my house, and you've been there.
Yeah.
Come over sometime. I got to show you some stuff in the garage. Anyway, so they're blowing smoke up your ass for 10 minutes. So at the end of that, they go, "So John, so how do you see the special services office? Because you're going to be the captain of there." "Well, Chief, I see it as a catch-all for every shit detail no one else on the staff wants to do." That was my answer. Because you're a hostile candidate. So I got drafted in there. I did 2 years and 2 weeks. They let me out. "Where do you want to go?" "Station 4 by the beach." So I did I did 6 years there. The position opened up for the 2 guys that did the job after me, and then they made jump through hoops for a job I already did. I got the job. I did my last 3 years there. But the relationships that you have with building maintenance, fleet services, outside vendors. So communication shop says, "Hey, John, your last week, you got any time to come hang out with us?" "Yeah. You want to come have lunch?" "Yes." I go to lunch there. They built me this thing. I'll show you. It's a little console that has a scanner in it. Mm-hmm. It has a siren thing on it. It's made so the 3 of them got together: building maintenance, fleet services, outside vendors, painters, and everything. They built me this console that says Torrance Fire Department with 2 LED flashing lights. So when the dispatch comes on, these lights flash.
That's cool.
And you can hear them dispatch.
So you can listen to this on the scanner at home.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying, right?
I was the only
That's
one
great.
they ever built that for.
That's
so it was
cool.
all relationship driven.
Yeah.
But I'd have parties, just stuff at my house. I'd invite them all over and shit. So it's all good.
Yes.
But I've been blessed with 2 great kids. My son's LA City Fire now. My daughter is a city communications office out of the city manager's office, and does she's a producer writer for all the social media that they do.
Very cool.
Which is a blessing.
Yes.
and to be, you know, so local, living nearby, and still keeping the legacy, the Nash legacy running.
Yeah, well,
happy
one
for
of her
you.
bosses, someone said that to her going in. Her boss says, so she's making her own legacy. Which she is.
I could see that. She's that type.
Oh, that's
She's that
good
type.
stuff.
Jake, on the other hand, will have a legacy, but it'll be a silent legacy. I don't know if he's ever said more than 5 words
Well,
to
you
me.
know what? He's got that inner spectrum thing. I don't know whatever you call it, but he loves the job. He's so smart. And you were there when he graduated from high school. They invited 10 students to come up that got all straight A's through high school.
Yeah.
Jake and 9 girls.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jake probably
Yeah.
could have went to MIT.
Well, he could.
And he went to the Torrance, the fire
Yeah,
academy.
then they invited up 40 kids from the math awards. And the math award goes to Jake Nash. And I remember your response.
Yes.
And so we had teachers saying, Jake could teach calculus.
Yeah.
And he goes, I want to be a fireman.
Yeah. He's
That's
such a
good
stoic dude, too.
Yeah.
I've always
Some of that
enjoyed being
works in
around
his
him.
favor, some of it. not.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's so many anecdotal stories about being the wise ass kid from the South Bay. I mean, yeah.
It's just,
I'm a
yeah.
product of my environment.
Yeah.
Yes, I
you
love it.
are. I've always enjoyed discussing just random stories with you, especially when I found out that you were a sniper in Vietnam. I looked at you and I'm like, what do you mean? There's no way you're even old enough to serve,
Yeah,
let
that
alone.
was the first thing that we both were calculating. We were
Yeah. So we had to do some math. How old is it? Because you look great. Said it already. Very happy that you beaten cancer.
So far.
So far. I don't want to say that, but
Yeah.
you can say that. I don't want to say that. But
No, and I just went to one of the pickleball gals had I can't remember what her cancer was, and she invited me to her party at her place in PV, and she had this sign above it. I kicked cancer's ass. She goes, John, I'm going to give that to you. I haven't got it yet, but yeah. So we do a lot of motorhome trips. Here's a cool thing. Let me give you a little more detail on the VA and what the military has done for me later.
Okay.
It took me 10 years after coming home, when I got on the fire department, that I got some positive recognition. 1980, so 9 years. The guys on the fire department recognized, and I got some positive recognition there, which helped in a lot of ways. But so California has a program. You have a distinguished veteran pass, so we get to go camping at the state parks for a registration fee. We're going to go to Morro Bay on Monday, and it costs $8 for 5 or 6 nights.
do you lucky
Good for
bastards
you.
get first fucking choice at these? Because I don't know if you know, Bo. If you want to camp in California on a beach at a motor, you better call
6 months ahead.
24
Or,
fucking
yeah, a
months
year
ahead.
ahead.
Yeah, well,
right?
yes.
So you probably getting preferential treatment too.
No, I think it's just like you say. You got to find
You
the
gotta get lucky,
opening
yeah.
and put in for it, which
Yeah.
we do.
But you get it for very
Yeah,
cheap.
$8.
That's cool.
And you
then-
get to go to concerts and things like that. I think you get free concert tickets and stuff like that. You probably don't even know and take advantage of.
There is a program, Vet Ticks, that gives you, like, we can go to like Angels games, but they're nosebleed seats instead of.
Okay.
We've gone to Angel Stadium on that. There's other things that pop up that they'll give you Vet Ticks for, but I don't know of any others than that. But you do get military discount. It's like Home Depot, different places.
Preferential parking.
When we get
True that. at Lowe's, yeah.
I-
yeah, I
say.
saw one of you son of bitches in our parking space. I beat the shit out of him.
go park where you're supposed to park. It veterans parking in the front row. You deserve it. Don't make me big you park there.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's working out, and then slowly I've gone through the process, and it's going through the VA is like this web of stuff. And I was, before COVID, I was going, so I went to the combat PT. Well, let me back up. I went to the Bob Hope Patriot Hall, downtown LA, to the LA County Veterans.
And for you, those of you that don't know, Bob Hope was an entertainer.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
he did all the Vietnam tours.
Yes, he
and shit.
did. Yeah, all that. Yeah.
But he was
It was USO is
great
what we
sh-
called it. Was that what
USO.
was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great shows. Ann Margaret, a lot of those stars would come. Very patriotic. Anyway, I go there to get the veterans designation on my California driver's license. This guy is sitting there, he's a former Marine, goes, "What's your story?" I tell him your story. And I already went through the Vietnam Veterans VSO, Veterans of Service Officer, and she did an intent to file. You have a year to file, we didn't file. I was looking at her parameters. So I see this guy, he goes, "All right, we're going to file for you." Well, I go, "Well, this gal, don't forget about it. Go back to Long Beach, get in the combat PTSD group, get your hearing tested, get a primary care doctor." I did all that. The combat PTSD head guy walked me through this thing. He was just an advocate. And he goes, I'm going to get you this class. It's a hour and a half class for 8 weeks. All right, I did that. Veterans from different theaters of war, right? Mm-hmm. I'm watching guys that are like, can't hold still, and I'm just, okay, whatever, you know. But you might want to go to this mindfulness class. It's an hour long, once every Wednesday. All right, this is before COVID. So I start going to this. 30 or 40 guys in the room. You go around the room, introduce yourself, tell them your story, whatever. And then they have these little exercises you do, and I'm going, I don't need this shit. Actually, I started doing some of it.
Yeah, I was about to say, mindfulness is wonderful, to be honest with you.
It really worked. And it says, enjoy your food, enjoy where your food comes. Just,
be present, really.
Yeah,
It's
exactly, be present.
Yeah.
Good for you.
So in that group, some guys were helping me, and then later on, I started helping other guys.
That's
and
great.
I've been helping my 5 guys I text every day in Texas, Michigan, Iowa. Yeah, and we got together like 3 or 4 years ago. I went back there. I got welcomed with a 101st Airborne flag.
That's cool.
Yes.
I mean, it was way cool. So that was good. But so since then my ratings have gone up to the point where they're giving me cash every month. I now get all my prescriptions are free, eyeglasses are free, and now my dental is free. I go to Island Dental downtown Torrance.
Hey, that's where I go.
Yeah.
And Danielle's going
I need
there.
to check them out because I
go
got
there.
some people in
Dr. Howski.
Lamita, but I need to.
Yeah, Dr.
Danielle's
Kubo.
going to Island Dental tomorrow. Fabulous. And so through the VA, if you're at this certain percentage, you get free dental. And it can be outpatient. So pick one of these places. And I took my time and I just picked them, went in. They've been doing fabulous work.
Good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Daniel's
I've been
going
going there
there
since I was 12.
Really?
Yeah.
Dr. Howski.
Dr. Howski and Dr. Kubo are there.
Dr.
I
Kubo's
see
my
Dr.
guy.
Kubo now.
He's awesome.
Dr. Howski I saw when I was a kid, but he's not as there as much. I got to go
Daniel's
in there
seeing
and
him
see him.
tomorrow.
Okay, good. I love him. I've like I said, been going there since I was 12.
So with that, the VA has been fabulous in a lot of
great
ways.
news.
I had a primary care doctor. This guy's I won't mention his name, but he was an older guy, and I can say that because I'm not that old. Anyway, he was kind of.
He must have fucking been 100.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah.
So anyway, so he's treating me, and he wants to hear my story. So I tell him my story. I'm going on cruises with my friends. I'm building a new bifold window going out to my pool. I'm working on motorcycle rides. I'm going on long adventure rides. I'm doing this and doing that. Going my boat's at the river. And so he knows my story, right? So he's retiring, and I got the new guy. And some of the nurses are retiring with him. But I heard he's retiring. He calls me out of the blue. He says, "John, I want to let you know that I'm retiring." I go, "Yeah, Doc, I already saw that. I saw the new guy already. It was not the same without you." He goes, "Well, John, I want to let you know you're one of my favorite patients. I love your stories. I want to be more like you." The guy's 80 years old.
Wow.
That was a cool thing.
Yes.
Out of
great.
nowhere.
That's
So, like I
cool,
said,
man.
it's relationships.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's all about
It is.
engaging people and talking or whatever, and just being open. And hey, if you're fucked up, I'll tell you. If you're not, I'm fucked up or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been sitting here and I'm like, yeah, man, life has been great. I'm not jealous of other people's lives, but you have a great life and a great family. And we just listened to a lot of really tough stories to listen to as well.
Yeah.
And you've gone through hell, honestly.
Two guys I want to mention that were in my platoon, in my squad. Lonnie Noble, he was a National Guard guy. He's a little bit older than me. So National Guards, they do 6-month tours in Vietnam. He was a good guy, stand-up guy. You learn from these people how to be. And then Dan Bays, he was another guy who was in my platoon. He was actually a sniper team leader before me with our own sniper. He was a team leader before I was, before they moved him all into E Company with Recon and Mortar. So Lonnie Noble, Dan Bays, Jim Bretsky, Tom Ferguson, and Tom Vaughn. We text every day.
Those are your guys. Thank you for your
Thank
service.
you. Yes, every one
All of you. I hope they listen to this on your recommendation, and we want to sell them the link. And we are thankful for their service, and thank you for saving John's life. If and when you did,
they
we
all
wouldn't
had a
have
part.
him without you.
Yeah, got me in the talk and got me the sniper rifle, and paved the way.
Yeah.
Thank God.
And I know there are countless other stories that you could share with us, but we really enjoyed today. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah,
glad to be here, and you guys are cool.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you
cool.
very
Thank you.
much. We
Thank
would it be okay if we invited you back sometime in the future?
Yeah. Come back
Sure,
for
I
a
don't-
casual sit-in.
I can give you some more anecdotal stories. I don't know.
Or
Hey.
come in and give us your anecdotes about what we think of what's going on in the world today. Sometimes we talk about that stuff.
Well, I'm 100% on that. My finger's on the pulse in multiple ways. I'm an advocate for kicking ass and taking names. Not everybody, because if you consider Vietnam, typically we were kind of a pawn to the leaders, right? Doing their work. And it was all about stopping the spread of communism. And I think what they're doing now is stopping the spread of bad motherfuckers that are trying to do us harm.
Right.
And the way to
Similar
do that,
ideas.
yeah. So
So if we got our finger on the pulse, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I appreciate you. Thank you, John.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
you guys are awesome. I
Thank you,
appreciate
thank
the
you.
opportunity to share some of these experiences.
Absolutely. And I think everybody's going to enjoy going through the roller coaster of emotions that some of us went through listening to some of these stories. So thanks again.
Way cool.
And we always end with the little saying we like to tell everybody: don't be shitty.
Don't be shitty.
I like that.
I'ma talk shit in a world gone stupid.
A bullshit? A bullshit.